There is an ever-present awareness that has been with you since the day you were born. It has been with you through the highs and the lows, through the pain and the joy, the love and the loss. It has always been with you, and it has been patiently guiding you and waiting for you to remember that you are it, and to begin to listen to its soft, kind, compassionate voice that comes from your heart. And when we begin to awaken to this presence, that is what a spiritual awakening is. A spiritual awakening is when you begin to awaken to the presence of something that has always existed before time, and it will exist after time. It has always been here in the now. It lives and exists inside of truth, outside of distortion, outside of illusion. It is truth. It is your truth. And this is what a spiritual awakening is. I made my little notes because I can tend to go off on little rambles. So these are just to help me kind of stay on track. Yes. So today's video is going to be about spiritual awakening, what it is, what it feels like, and just a reminder that you're not alone. And you've never been alone. So at the beginning, you start to feel nudges towards certain information, callings towards certain knowledge, certain videos that perhaps you weren't interested in before, and now all of a sudden you feel drawn to the esoteric, to the mysticism of life. You feel drawn to lost and ancient knowledge. And this is your soul's way of guiding you towards awakening, towards remembering. Because all of the information that you are receiving, that you are taking in, isn't anything truly new to you, but you are remembering. And it's the information that you're taking in now is activating your DNA. Right? My cat is going crazy down here.
Here she is. Ow. She's a crazy girl. She's gonna attack me the whole time we do this little video. Okay, baby.
Anyway, so all of the information or knowledge or everything that you're seeking right now, you're seeking it for a purpose. You were meant to run into all of this information, all of this knowledge, to awaken what it is that you came here to be in this lifetime, what it is you came here to express. It's awakening you to your truth. And this can be a very exciting time, but it can also be a very dark and scary time, because all of the ideas and beliefs that you had about the world begin to crumble right in front of you, right before your eyes. Everything starts to crumble. And what you thought you knew, you're realizing was just distortion, was illusion, and you can no longer operate in the same way. You can no longer believe the things that you once believed, and that's really scary. It's very scary. But this is about you and your perception of reality. Everybody came here with their own activations, with their own unique activation portals, I'll call it that. So the same information that's going to activate and awaken you isn't going to be the same information that's going to awaken and activate the next person. So something that I had to learn very early on was to not force these ways, these new beliefs and these new ways of viewing the world onto anybody, because it's not meant for everybody. It's meant for you. That's why it's coming across your path. That's why you're feeling drawn to it, because it's meant for you. And if it is meant for them, it'll come across their path when they're ready to hear it. So this is something I had to learn, was to not try to force or push my newfound beliefs and perceptions of the world onto others, right? But the cool thing about this is, like, you get to mold your own perception of the world, of what feels right to you. Nobody can tell you what is true or not true. You get to decide. You get to bring each activation, each piece of knowledge into your heart space. Does it make you feel like, yes, that's so true, expansive, excited, like, oh yeah, that feels right? Or does it make you go, I don't know about that, and that doesn't feel right, contraction, right? So this is a great time to start practicing bringing things into your own body. Does it excite you? Does this information excite you and awaken something within you? Or does it make you feel like, no, that's not right? You get to decide. This is what discernment is. You get to discern what feels like truth to you and what doesn't feel like truth to you. But so does everybody else. You can't make people see the world the way that you now see the world. You have to let them use their own discernment. Yeah. So because of all of this newfound information, you're going through a large purge. You're purging from your reality everything that is no longer in alignment with your new perception, with your new beliefs. This could be people and relationships. This could be job or career path. This could be the school that you're in, what you're currently going to school for, beliefs that you hold about the way reality is, purging. The thoughts that you allow in your mind, the type of food that you eat, the TV that you watch, the music that you listen to, what you choose to do on a Friday night, where you want to live. A spiritual awakening pulls everything into questioning. Everything is on the table for evaluation now. And this can be very intimidating, because it's like every facet of your life no longer makes sense. It's like someone took the puzzle of your life. There's a car going by. It's like someone took the puzzle that is your life, and you got it, all the puzzle pieces fit, and they just smashed it and threw it down, and now all the puzzle pieces scatter. And when you go to try to re-put it together, you realize that not only did they smash the puzzle, so now they aren't together anymore, but somehow magically all the pieces changed, and so they no longer fit together. You can't recreate the same puzzle that once was. You have to make a new puzzle. But the exciting part about this is that you get to pick and choose the pieces that you keep for your new puzzle. You get to pick and choose what fits and what doesn't fit. It's like the pieces magically transform in your hand. When you decide that this is something you want to keep, it magically turns into a missing puzzle piece that just goes right into the spot. Right? So, I understand that this can be a very painful and confusing time, and I really want to reassure you that there are hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of people being activated right now in the same ways that you are on this planet at this time. You are not alone. There is so much support out there once we start our spiritual journey. You just have to go and seek that community. And the same community that you build at the beginning of your spiritual path may not be the same community that you have at the end. Because at the beginning of your spiritual journey, you're so different. And there is never an end. There's not an end to it. But along the way, you grow and you change and you realize what beliefs you were holding that were keeping you back. And this friendship worked for the old version of you, but it no longer fits into this version of you that you're becoming, because as you start the spiritual journey, you realize that you're a different person every day. You're a different person every moment. You're a blank slate. The only reason that you don't feel like a blank slate is because you've been carrying baggage with you. And so you've kept this backpack on and you've identified with the stuff in this backpack for so long that you think that it's who you are. When you don't realize that you're at the point right now where you're starting to wipe the slate clean. And when the slate gets clean, that's when more of your awareness, more of your soul, more of your essence can begin to flow through. I don't like the phrase a dirty, but like a clogged channel. At the beginning, you're almost like a clogged channel. You have so many limiting beliefs and thoughts and reactions and actions that don't align to your highest truth, and they fog up the way you view the world. And so when your soul tries to channel through you, it's very easy to misinterpret what your soul is guiding you or what your soul is saying to you, because you have all these limiting beliefs and ways about the world that you believe and so much stuff that it distorts your soul's guidance. And when you start going down the spiritual path, you start clearing out the lenses, you start clearing out the clogs. You're unclogging the drain. And the more you unclog the drain, the easier it is for your spirit to channel through you. You are the channeling vessel. You are the vessel that came here to manifest and physically bring into the world your own essence. That's why everyone's journey is going to look different, because you came here to channel your essence into the world, and your essence is yours. That person's essence is theirs. So they're going to manifest something completely different than you are. And it's very important to not try to compete with somebody else's magic, not trying to compete with somebody else's way of being in the world, because they are completely and utterly and totally unique in the magic that they bring to the world. And you are completely and totally unique in the magic and the essence that you bring to the world. Both are equally as important to the world, and both are very different. So try your best not to embody other people's ways of being, but take who they are as inspiration for you to embody your own powerful and magical essence and way of being in the world. And be open to it being something you've never seen before. Be open to it never being something that's never been expressed on this planet before. There is no blueprint. There is no guidebook other than your heart, other than your soul. And the way that you get to the guidebook, the way you reach the blueprint, is by unclogging your drain. So at first, the work is simply just to release distortions and release illusions. And then you begin to embody more of your own being, embody more of your own essence. And then more clogs are going to start to show up, and then you're back to unclogging. Oh, there's more to unclog, okay, which is exciting. When you start to unclog things, it's very exciting, because you know that you're about to embody even more of your essence. You're about to embody an even bigger and bolder and freer version of who you came here to be. So the work that you're doing that feels uncomfortable and it feels challenging and hard, love that work. Try to show gratitude for that work, because it's releasing you into an even more authentic and bolder and freer version of who you came here to be. And that's what we all want, because that is where our abundance lies. That's where our freedom lies. That's where our voice lies. That's where our truth lies, is in the embodiment of our wholeness, of who we came here to be. So this is a very exciting journey, but the lows have to meet the highs, if that makes sense. Sorry, if that makes sense. Because we live amongst duality. So when there are really high highs, you'll have to expect really low lows. But once you are on this path for a while, you stop identifying with either of them. You're not the high highs and you're not the low lows. You're the neutral, ever-present awareness in the middle that is just watching your human experience it all. So you have nothing to fear because none of it is you. It's like you just came to play a character, and this is a playground, this is a video game. And you just came here to experience what it would be like to enter into this specific world. And the beginning of your spiritual journey is like world building. You get to build your world building, like a author. Like you're writing a book. You're literally in the world building phase. What kind of characters do you want in your reality? What kind of experiences would you like? What are the rules? What are the beliefs of this world? You get to choose. And that's why it's very exciting. But on the other hand, the low lows, when it's very painful, is because you're shedding. You're literally like shedding skin, shedding the old layers, the old versions of you that are no longer serving who you're becoming, right? If you believe that you weren't meant to be seen, that you're not good enough to be seen, and that is a limiting belief that you're holding on to, you can't take that into the chapter where you are big and bold and expansive and you're inspiring people to step into their bigness, into their boldness. You can't be that inspiration until you release the version of you that is afraid to be seen. Because maybe when you were younger, every time you were seen, you were ridiculed. You were put down, you were made fun of, you were yelled at, you were punished. So you learned to shut off your light. You learned to dim yourself so that you weren't seen, because you learned that being seen was not a good thing. You learned that being seen was bad. So you learned how to shut that down, and now you have this belief that being seen is bad. This is a version of you that has got to go in order for you to step into the next level of who you're meant to be. Okay? So just know that you're not alone. And I'd like for everybody to write down in the comments which limiting beliefs that they are currently holding, that they're ready to let go of, so that they can step into the next version of themselves that they're becoming. What are you letting go of in this season of life? What is no longer serving you, whether it's people, beliefs, habits? Write it down below. I'd love to see. This is a very powerful time on our planet. This is a very freeing time on our planet. So if you made it this far, I'd really appreciate, if you like this video and subscribe. It's really a beautiful day. And I have my funny mug. Coffee makes me poop. Okay. Bye. See you next time.